Welcome, everybody, to the Transparency Fabric.
Hi, Friedrich. This sounds familiar.
Indeed, Zori. This is how our collaboration began 2 years ago.
Could you please remind us what our focus was back then?
Well, then and now, we aim to simplify and enhance the quality and speed of sanctions and PEP screening to combat money laundering and to fight financial crime.
How did we approach this critical challenge?
We focus on the power of collaboration and on integrating high-quality standardized data into existing sanctions and PEP lists. Our approach involves mapping data at the source, where experts understand their data the best. We combine context from 3 organizations: risk data from open sanctions, corporate ownership data from open ownership, and open source legal entity identifier data from the global LEI repository. This included not only basic entity details, but also ownership relations and linkages. Let's take one sanctioned bank as an example, Sadarat. It's an Iranian bank that has been listed by several Western governments. Sadarat operates in the UK and many other countries, leaving us with a complex corporate structure to explore. Actually, why don't you show us, Ori? That way, we're not just talking theory.
Certainly. We built a comprehensive graph of corporate structures, allowing us to trace the exact source of information. For today's demonstration, we have selected a specific network to showcase. As you can see, we can highlight elements on the screen using the colors of our respective organization. When we click on an entity, we receive even more details also about its source. In addition, we partner with even more organizations like Open Corporates, ANA, and SWIFT to provide mappings between the LEI and the respective identifiers, just like in the example here. But Friedrich, you are the expert on sanctions. Can you tell us what is in your data?
Briefly put, our data includes 76 sanctions lists and government watch lists from around the world. But these lists are only a starting point. We need to understand the adjacent corporate networks to identify real-world exposure in financial transactions. That's why we also include 200 other data sources, including official company databases and data from civil society. But in a way, that's all old news. The real question is, what defines Transparency Fabric 2.0? What's the innovative breakthrough, Zori?
Today, we will demonstrate how with just a few additional steps, we can leverage existing APIs to official sources and large language models to further expand the network displayed on the screen. In this particular scenario, we query the Companies House API to retrieve the annual report of Bank Sadarat PLC. Using an LLM, we parse the report to automatically identify and categorize entities and individuals associated with the report owner. By determining relationships, extracting contextual evidence, and applying a chain prompting strategy for iterative refinement, this approach significantly reduces the labor-intensive task of manually analyzing financial reports. On the screen, we highlight elements that have been confirmed in the annual report with a light blue border, while newly identified entities with their connections are displayed in a diamond shape. In this case, we detected business relationships with additional organizations, as well as internal roles of several key personnel. Of course, we also acknowledge that this type of algorithms may not capture all relevant details and is not entirely errorful. That is why we provide a direct reference to the exact page in the annual report where each piece of information was found, ensuring full transparency and traceability. So, Friedrich, what do you think? What is the added value of this enhancement?
Wow. Kudos to the Glyph Data team. This takes KYC to a whole new level. The automatic extraction can speed up the verification required and for cross-border transactions and payee confirmation. This could reduce the need for manual lookups in unstructured documents, making it a game changer for instant payments. But Steve, you've been very quiet so far. What do you think? What's next?
It's amazing work, guys. It's fantastic to see what can be achieved when you bring together the data from our organizations and you link it using the LEI. And I would say the best is yet to come. So to support more innovation and collaboration like this, our organizations will be doing work together throughout 2025 and beyond to demonstrate how enhancing global data interoperability and accessibility fosters a more informed and accountable marketplace. So watch out for news from us, and we hope that you'll join us in these efforts in future.